What a car, right? This is a 2017 Cayman S in Miami blue. Awesome day we have today. The warm weather's broken in a little bit, so we're gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna show you a little bit more about what makes this car so awesome. Let's take a look. Happy March, everybody. I figured there's no better way to kick off the month of spring than to take you for a proper test drive in this awesome 2017 Cayman S. Miami blue, one of our favorite colors here at Porsche Nashua. Really, really cool color. Very bright, obviously, but you're kind of making a statement with a sports car such as this as well. Now, there's a reason why I wanted to do my very first video with proper video equipment in the Cayman S. And since I started here at Porsche, this poor car has just not gotten a fair shake. It just doesn't receive the credit that is due. This is an incredibly well-engineered vehicle with a tremendous amount of history backing it, but more than anything, the technical data really supports it if for nothing else. So the Cayman S is a 350 horsepower sports car that weighs just about 3,000 pounds. I mean, the power to weight ratio on this car is absolutely epic. You're talking about 8 pounds and some change per horsepower. I mean, think about that. Big giant horse, 8 pounds, right? So I mean, what's that? Really, really impressive performance. 0 to 60, you're talking about 4 seconds and some change, depending on which source you actually look at. OEM is always, you know, a little on the conservative side. The manual that we're driving today is not going to be as good off the line as the PDK, but still, any sports car that can be had for this kind of money to put down performance of 0 to 60 in the 4-second range is truly incredible and absolutely noteworthy. Now, the other reason this poor car gets a bad rap is it's a 4-cylinder. Who gives a crap, right? If you're putting down performance like this, you can get economy like this at a cost such as this that sounds as good as this, I'm in, and so should you. So without further ado, let's take a quick spin on this car, see what makes this Cayman S so truly awesome. And I've got a GoPro camera hooked up to the back so you can hear this awesome exhaust note as well. Hopefully by the end of this, you'll be a believer. So let's go for a spin. Sport exhaust is on. I'm going to do the sport dampening suspension, your PASM. Now, bear with me, all right? So I sell Porsche for a living. I love these cars, and I've been driving stick since I was, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old. That said, every stick is a little bit different. And the stick that I drive every day is a miserable, awful commuter car. It's beyond terrible. So, little different clutch feel, little different transmission feel. Hopefully I don't make an absolute fool of myself driving this amazing car poorly, but I'll let you be the judge of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you out on just a quick kind of hot lap. We're gonna go on some back roads here. I'm gonna take it out on the highway, and we're gonna put down a little bit of power, so you can see what this car is all about. Now, as I mentioned before, we have 350 horsepower. Awesome, right? 350 horsepower is a very strong number, especially for a car that weighs barely 1.5 tons. However, what's really cool about this car is the 309 pound-feet of torque. Now, the best part isn't even the torque. It gets there at 1900 RPM. Tremendous, right? So you hear a lot of people poo-pooing on Porsche. You know, oh, you gotta have a 6-cylinder, gotta have a 6-cylinder. What's the point of a 4-cylinder? First of all, our heritage comes from 4-cylinder. Look at the original 718. That vehicle won a tremendous amount of races back in the day. And that's really what this car is all about, is a lightweight 4-cylinder that'll just knock your socks off. And knock your socks off, this car certainly will. That 309 pound-feet of torque coming on at 1900 RPM is a really big deal, because the 6-cylinder that everybody goes on about, which is great, it makes a great noise, incredible car. I'll be the first to tell you, I love the flat 6 in all forms in every single car that we produce. However, that flat 6 was not known for its strong torque figures. And add to that, that not so strong torque figure wouldn't come on until very, very late. And by very late, I mean, you know, 5-6 grand is really where that car's producing its power. This car, 1900 RPM, peak torque, 309 pound-feet. Epic. That's really what makes this car such a game changer for us. So I encourage you to try it out and take it for a feel for yourself. Now, driving this car is a dream. I'm about 6 feet tall. I fit in here very, very comfortably. I've seen folks as tall as 6'3", 6'4" fit comfortably. It's a great car, very accommodating, but also snug. You know, you certainly feel in control. You absolutely feel like you're driving a sports car, but this is something that I could drive every day without a doubt, and my backside would not be upset with me for it. This particular car, we do have heated seats, we have ventilated seats, really nice option. We do not have the heated steering wheel, but you really don't need it in a car like this. You're not really going to drive it in the winter, though. You know, we do have some folks that do. They put all seasons on it, pretty good in the snow. This car, as you likely know, is a mid-engine car. So being that it's mid-engine, you know, you've got that weight pretty evenly distributed. Rear drive, a good amount of weight over the rear wheels, but I don't recommend it. So I got Route 3 here. We're coming up on Route 3, and I'm going to hammer down a little bit, you know, not too bad. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm on a dealer plate. I'm going to drive respectfully, but this is a Porsche, and it should be driven spiritedly. So we're going to have a little bit of fun on this highway, and again, hopefully I don't make myself look silly with the stick. Instantaneous. There is no delay, there is no nothing. It's just there and you're gone. The manual is a joy to row through. The clutch is responsive. Just listen to that exhaust note. Just absolutely magic. So I'm tempted to take another lap here. It's a lot of fun. It's the most fun I've had in a little while. You know, spring season, you get to finally take these cars out. In the winter, you really can't have all that much fun. Most of our cars have performance tires. You know, they turn into hockey pucks. You can't really hammer down. You kind of got to take it easy. So this is nice. We're going to actually put a little bit of power down to the road. Now, that wasn't even remotely close to the red line on this vehicle, but you get a feel for it. Just a blast to drive. And I don't know about you, but that's the best four-cylinder I've ever heard. Period. The end. It's still a Porsche. And downshifts are just, oh. It's a dream. Absolute dream. Anybody that doesn't like this car hasn't driven it. It's really just that simple. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one more hot lap because I can't help myself. And trying to think of anything else that we haven't really touched on. This is the first video that I've done actually within the car while driving it without having to have some wacky seat belt, funky edge, you know, headrest kind of deal with a camera that really isn't meant for this. So probably not as prepared as I ought to be. I mean, I just got my little GoPro yesterday. I just got the cell phone rig yesterday, and again, this is my first foray. So all you pros out there that do YouTube for a living, that have vastly more experience on this than me, let me know what your thoughts are, what I can do better, better angles, better methods, tricks, tips. I'm all about it. Let me know. But let's get back to the car here. So another really cool thing about this car is obviously the 3,000-pound weight. I mean, that's just a very, very light car. Dare I say, now don't hate me for it, but this car will outhandle a 911. I mean, really, it will. I'm certainly not in any position where I can show you just how well it handles. But if you, oh, that exhaust note's just such a joy. Do you see this joy? This is real joy. This is joy from a four-cylinder, all you naysayers. Anyway, getting back to the curb weight. So I really can't showcase just how well this car handles. I don't have a skid pad, I don't have a racetrack. But if you drive the car, you can just feel how light and how precise the steering is. It's effortless, but it gives you just the right amount of feedback where you know where you're at. Effortless probably isn't the right term. I don't know what the right term is. It's magic. It really just feels like witchcraft. What else to talk about in this car? So this car does have Bose. This car does have 370 miles on it, which is why I'm driving this one and not a brand new one. It is available for sale. I encourage you to come check it out. If Miami Blue looks good on you, if you like the idea of just an absolutely incredible drive and rail-like handling and laser beam performance, come check it out. This car is just thebomb.com. So, oh, the downshifts just never get old. So, as I said before, I've been driving a stick for, I don't know, more than I haven't been driving a stick. I guess I'm 33. I've been driving for 20 years, right? So I kind of know what I'm doing with a manual. It's kind of natural, feels comfortable. One of the best parts about driving a manual is the satisfaction that comes with a nice, clean downshift. Nothing better. There's no better feeling. The sound, the feel, it's just awesome, right? So this car has a little something called Sport Chrono. Sport Chrono is phenomenal. For the biggest reason really is because it eliminates the soft rev limiter you get. When you approach the red line, the vehicle's going to kind of limit how much power the vehicle can produce in order to make sure that you don't just peg that and, you know, hurt your engine, right? So Sport Plus is going to get rid of that and allow you to, you know, really just push the car within its limits and get every ounce of performance it can get. In an automatic, you get launch control. Launch control is super cool. If you haven't experienced it, I highly recommend it. It's absolutely phenomenal. That's where you're going to get your best 0 to 60. Anytime you see a 0 to 60 posted on a Porsche, the best one, it's always going to be with a Sport Chrono equipped vehicle for that launch control. Now, in a manual, you don't get launch control. What you do get, though, is rev match downshifts. And some people may say, oh, why would you do that? That totally ruins the whole experience. It ruins the satisfaction. Well, yeah, I can see both arguments. Yeah, it's a lot of fun downshifting yourself and the satisfaction you get knowing that you did it. But, you know, heel to toe, I'm a pretty good driver. I cannot heel to toe. That's a whole nother league. And maybe you can, good for you, that's outstanding. And maybe you can do it exceptionally well, good for you, outstanding. But I'm willing to bet you can't do it as well as a Sport Chrono equipped Porsche. It is going to precisely rev match the car without actually blipping the throttle at all, which allows you to use that foot for other things. You know, braking. So I'm going to show you both shifting with me and then with the Sport Chrono rev matching in effect, and you can kind of hear the difference. I've got the camera back there, and hopefully you can hear the exhaust note and just how clean it is. Really, really cool feature, something that I didn't really so much buy into until I experienced myself, and hopefully you can tell too. This is going to be my last lap. Well, this is unfortunate. So I'm pulling up to the on-ramp here, and I have a Honda, a Subaru, and a Hyundai. It's not looking good for us. Okay, we only got the Honda turning. That's good. Give him a little bit of space. And let's ram it out. So I'm in third now. I'm gonna get myself into sixth eventually once this Honda moves. So I'm in sixth gear now, chilling, right? This is with the rev match. I mean, it doesn't get any more perfect, right? So I'm gonna put it back in a normal mode, and you'll hear me do it. So you hear that? Like, even though I blipped it pretty close, I was off by maybe 100 RPMs or so. That could mean the difference in a race. That could mean the difference on your best lap. So that's what Sport Chrono is all about. It's still fun to downshift by yourself, though. Well, I hope you enjoyed this test drive. I know I sure did. And I hope you are warming up to the idea of a 4-cylinder Porsche. If you haven't yet, again, you probably just haven't driven one. I encourage you to come in and take this car or any of our cars for a drive and find out for yourself. 4-cylinder is not a bad thing that's made by Porsche. This car is absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate your time. Please do like and share my video. Follow me on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm at James Your Porsche Guy, and I look forward to working with you soon. Anything I can do for you, reach out to me anytime. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.